Hello everyone, my name is George and today, well listen, I'm gonna try to make a chaos review here on Megaman X4. Now, X4, alright, so I've been playing, recently I've been playing the old Mega Man X games. X1, I never got around beating that game till maybe a couple months ago. Followed it up by X2 and X3, and now I finally get to the big one, right? The X4, the jump from SNES to PS1. Why? Well, I guess the PlayStation 1 was newer at the time, and I could run smoother games. This was disc, had better RAM. It was the next gen console, right? I guess it, like really talking in the 90s here. Look at these 90 anime scenes. Top notch. That's what I'm used to. So I get around playing it, and I was shocked. I was shocked to say the least of how people praise this game. You know, they praise it as like best Mega Man game period. It's the best of them all. Like the new ones don't even stand a chance against it. And I had to see for myself, and just by looking at videos, I could see how just the frame rate went so good. Because X3, as I would like to say, I think X1 did okay. X2 definitely build upon what X1 had. And once X3 was released, it just, I think they kind of put too much into it, and the frame rate would just collapse on itself. The gameplay was slow. It was slower than X1 and X2. So X3 was kind of a downer for me. X1 and X2 had better gameplay for sure. So now I get to X4 and I'm amazed. I'm shocked. This game runs so good. There's two characters. You finally get Zero, as he should be. So, but this is just me talking about nonsense, right? Let's get to the story here. Story. Well, Sigma is back. He's always back. Sigma never dies. He's Sigma for a reason. He's got his 8. I'm not sure if they're Mavericks. They're definitely Mavericks. They're Mavericks, and they're Mavericks. He's got his 8 Mavericks. You gotta take him down. You could play as Zero or X. They both have the same story. Like you'll find that the same stages, the same bosses, just different tweaks here and there between their gameplay. And like each character gets different scenes, different cutscenes. I think Zero gets more cutscenes than X, but X gets I think an extra boss battle. You fight the general one more time than you do as in with Zero, just because he wants to test X, as in if he would be strong enough. That's in the story. That's in a little bit like mid game. I think if you defeat four of these the bosses used to be called something masters, Robot Master. But I think that's an old school Mega Man. You know, like Rockman. Nothing to do with the X series. But in the X series, they just call them Mavericks. You know, going Mavericks, kind of like when their computer chips starts malfunctioning and they decide to think for themselves. They could spread their nonsense. You know, they lose sight of what the purpose of their creation was for, which was to, I don't know if you guys know anything about creating robots, but they follow a specific guideline on how they're supposed to react. Something about never kill humans, and basically a Red Boy doesn't give a fuck. He'll just do whatever he wants. And well, you got Replicate Hunters. I mean Maverick Hunters. I'm sorry, Maverick Hunters. And so that's X and Zero's job to get rid of these rogue, corrupted Mavericks that just follow Sigma now. So that's the story. I guess to explain it, it just follows the X series as X4 from X3 with new Mavericks to kill and another chance to take down Sigma, stop him from his scheme. So you play as X. I played as X and I played as Zero. Kind of beat it. I had to beat it twice just to see if anything was different, and there was difference. I mean, gameplay wise, just like any other Mega Man X game, I think you could shoot maybe like three to four bullets with X. That's as many bullets they'll allow you to have on screen. And of course you got your charge shot. And you get with X you could get, you know, armor pieces. You get the helmet, which will give you infinite ammo for whatever weapon you're carrying. Your chest plate that halves the damage. Your boots that give you flight, like a little fly animation. You could jump, fly for a few seconds and move forward or backwards, or air dash if you choose to air dash. And what is and the arm cannons. There are two of them. One will help you hold 4 charge shots, and the other alternate was it charges your charge shot to level 3. I mean to level 4 basically, and it just does more damage and it stays on screen longer. It's a pretty good feature. I figured out that I mean, to me, I prefer the level 3 charge shot. I thought it was just a better deal to it. And of course you get X gets the new ability, like a new bullet from every Maverick he defeats. And you could use these to basically find the counter, you know, the weakness from what you got onto the next Maverick. It's kind of how a lot of Mega Man X games work, or Mega Man games in general. But now we got Zero, which I think arguably is the star of the show. It's definitely way funner to play as Zero, in my opinion. He doesn't have an X Buster, which means he can't shoot, but he does have a sword, his Z Saber, which does a 3-hit combo, or you could attack once and cancel it with your dash. Sword dash cancel, I think they call it, and it's kind of broken because you could keep using your frames. I think if it's a 3 frame for the sword to go all the way down on your first slash, if you cancel it within those 3 frames, you could press it again and it'll activate the frame. What's it called? Like, it'll activate the hitbox, but your animation's already canceled to do it again. So you got like an infinite sword attack, I guess. Kind of like what Ocarina of Time players use for their speedrun, where they got the sword always active. It's weird to explain, but it's Capcom. They just they make their moves cancel into each other, which was nice. And it seems broken, but compared to what X does, it's not that broken, because X is broken as hell in this game. Zero still has to struggle with distance, while X is just complete broken. That's why I like Zero in this game. Zero's just it's top shelf. Moving on. Besides gameplay differences, Zero does not get new moves. I mean, it doesn't get like a new shoot something to shoot, except for one attack maybe. He kind of hits, slams the floor, and all these projectiles sprout out of the floor. He mainly gets like moves. He'll get like a or uppercut or a descending, like a downward stab, I guess. A jumping. He could jump twice. He doesn't get floating boots. He could jump dash, but he could also just double jump. I think a regular dash attack, and just his sword will get a little bit stronger, and he'll be able to destroy projectiles with just a swing. So that's it. I mean, multiplayer. There is no multiplayer for this game. It's just single player. That's how a lot of Mega Man games are anyway. And post game. Well, post game. Does this game have post game? I wouldn't say it has post game. I think once you beat it once, you kind of get all that you asked for. But I would say this: the gameplay is so fun. I had to play this game 4 times, and I beat it 4 times. 1 casually with 0. 1 casually with X, and then I played it again just because I found out that 0 can have a black armor, black skin alternate, just with some command inputs. And I beat it again with X just because I wanted to test out the not the enhanced, but the other arm variant. And I know X has a secret like secret armor, I guess, that is applied just similarly to how you get Zero's black armor to show up. It's kind of like a command input, like a series of inputs, like left, R1 circle, and start, and Zero have black armor. Well, you do something similar to X, and he'll have purple armor, and he gets the pieces he gets from the armor are, I think, the same, but they just look different. Like he'll look a little like dark blue instead of like white towards the end. And that was it. And so post game, although there's not much post game in this game, it's just worth it just to play 100%. You know, collecting all the heart pieces, finding all the armors, getting all the sub tanks, all the energy tank, and then just enjoying the story, because I think this just the gameplay alone. Here, check out the scene from
happening. Zero. There's no reason for me to go on. What am I fighting for?
Now it's kind of cringeworthy at the time. The voices are kind of, I guess, you know, they use. I mean, you can play it in Japanese and it'll sound way different, but just voice acting in general is just kind of over the top. But it's good enough to you can understand it. Plus, that's kind of like one of the best scenes in Mega Man X games. Period. You know, Zero screaming, "What am I fighting for?" After defeating Isis, and Zero has to defeat Isis because he killed his brother. He killed her brother, so now she's mad, and they kind of had like something going on. She transformed. She morphed back to her Maverick state, I guess. I'm not really sure. Anyway, it turns out the general is also complying to destroy the planet. So you gotta take down the general too. After that, you just kind of rinse and repeat all the boss battles with the boss rush. Fight all 8 bosses before you take on Sigma again. Now Sigma, I found it to be in this game where they actually show kind of like a little bit behind the scenes of what happens, because Sigma used to be a good guy, but he kind of decided to change his ways, change his mind on how he saw the world, So I like this cutscene that they show Zero versus Sigma before Sigma was evil and Zero was actually just, you know, coming to life from being asleep from as a Dr. Wild invention, because he is Zero. Zero is Dr. Wild's last invention, and Zero deep down is a Maverick. And something in later games where Zero has to kill his Zero has to kill X, and X has to kill Zero. But that's in, I think that's in X5. I haven't really touched that game just yet. I'm just getting used to. I'm still stuck just trying to play X4 for like just getting all the nits and grits about it. Now also notice how in that scene between Sigma and Zero, at first Sigma had the upper hand for sure, but as the fight went on it looked like Zero was just gonna mop the floor with Sigma. He had him on the ropes until that something from Dr. Weld clicked in and kind of disturbed his mind, his state of like just rage, and Sigma was able to go for the Hail Mary. And that's kind of like Zero's true nature, that maverick state. Like a lot of the X games, there's three parts to him. But unlike other X games where I find it so like I'm easily annoyed just fighting the Sigma, this one's not that bad once I get used to it. Once I got used to it, it's just kind of like, okay, this pattern. If anything, what X4 has taught me was if I was ever gonna speedrun a game, it'd definitely be X4. It's the gameplay is just that good. So in the end, the general changes his mind and decides to sacrifice himself by destroying the sub base or whatever, while himself included. And at the end, playing as X or Zero, you escape on a pod, and X kind of relives what happened on his journey. And he gets a call from Zero telling him, and X says, what if he goes Maverick? I can't tell Zero to finish him off if he ever goes Maverick, but Zero tells him, don't be ridiculous, you cannot go Maverick. Now Zero can go Maverick, and I believe he does, because Dr. Rawl did create him after all. He was just meant to be evil. That's what's so cool about Zero, you know. And Zero at the end just kind of talks how in the end he couldn't even save anyone. So yeah. Anyway, that's just it for Megaman X4 KL's review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you on next time on the next game. Thank you for watching. Peace.